I prefer the coffee.
What up, though? It's your boy Coffee back with another one, and right here is part two of Taxstone Speaks about the black community, politics, and religion. So, y'all just give me y'all thoughts, comment, like, subscribe. Enjoy. Salute.
But Kamala Harris, how we feeling about Kamala Harris? How y'all feel about Kamala Harris?
Trump, Harris,
I don't.
Biden, it don't matter.
I
I
feel
don't.
the same way. I feel the same way, and it's to a certain degree. But what I keep explaining to people is the most important thing about the election is the Supreme Court, and people need to understand that the Supreme Court is a place that you just don't want certain people electing people into. You
Right, and
know,
if
Trump.
Trump goes up, he has full control.
There's a lot of dangers in putting me because these Supreme Court justices is there for 30 years, my nigga. They there for 40 years. So for 40 years, they'll control the laws across the country. And I think that's one of the biggest, scariest things that we could be dealing with right now is a person that literally does not care about black people. You know what I mean? Like he's so good. See, entertainment runs black people. This is why when you go on black Twitter, the only thing that's spoken about is entertainment. This is why when you go on black Twitter, you see a whole bunch of people attacking Charlemagne. Charlemagne is a fucking entertainer. That nigga's not Malcolm X. People be up there like, yeah, Charlemagne thinks he's a black leader. No, he actually is a black leader because he got a voice on media. So anybody who has a voice on media is some sort of a black leader to a certain degree. You understand? Because they have a voice. Now, when you say that somebody is not a black leader, just show me the black leaders. Tell us who they are so we can speak to them. And the thing is, no one person can lead a race. You understand? No one, David Duke don't run the whole white race. Like, when people need to understand white supremacy, even the white supremacists and the neo-Nazis, bro, they hate black people, but bro, they hate the Jews way more than everybody else.
Yeah, that's a fact. They hate the Jews with the
They
passion.
despise the Jews.
I was
So
in the
now that
states the other
everybody's
night.
seeing the Jews going after the Palestine and shit, they able to see it a little bit more because guess what? A lot of the white people who are speaking against the Jews, they are white supremacists. You just don't realize it because you think they down for Palestine. They not down for Palestine. They just against the Jews.
I was in a space that Dub invited me to, where it was a full on white space where they was like just talking down on black people, but more specifically the Jews, and there was, I'm talking about damn near 1,000 white people in there denouncing their accountability of
Hmm.
slavery. They literally put it all on the
All
Jews,
on
like
the
we had
Jews, yeah.
nothing to do with that. It was them, and they broke it down historically, quote unquote. I don't know if it was revisionist shit. A lot of it seemed like it because I'm like, systematically, I thought it was the white man who created the curriculum for public schools. So what's in the books, what's in the history books is y'all. So now all of a sudden, 2024, we're hearing a totally new rhetoric where it's like we had nothing to do with it. We should have nothing to do with
We basically
what is
just
that,
work
white
for the
guilt
Jews. We just
and
basically work for the
reparations.
Jews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
They
shouldn't
just
feel guilty.
Now, listen. I don't really know the historics fully on this shit, but you know, they don't understand, and it's like when you understand that the Jews actually run the banking system, like run everything. Like I just read this book by Joseph Plummer that was fucking phenomenal, and it was called damn, what's the name of that book? Hold on, let me look at Joseph Plummer's page real fast because the book was so enlightening. This is one of the most enlightening books that I've ever read about about
Dishonest money,
no, it wasn't that one. It was 101
tragedy and hope.
Tragedy and Hope.
hope, yeah.
Tragedy and Hope.
Yeah.
That book right there is fucking phenomenal on how it breaks down the system. Now, it doesn't say anything about Jews. It's just calling them something else. It's calling them like the what is it call them again? The I forgot what they call them, but they don't call them Jews. But the whole book, you know, that it's about the Jews running the banking system and running the Federal Reserve and running everything and talking about how they got these presidents
You talking
elected
about
to make.
Zionists? Are you talking about Zionists?
No, they don't say Zionists either. They don't say anything pertaining to Jewish people. But once you read the book,
You know where they're going.
You'll understand.
you'll understand. Yeah, like you understand of the knowledge that we get now that that's what the fuck he's talking about. And it's like, it's crazy. And that's why I text him. I text him. I was like, yo, bro, this book is fucking phenomenal or whatever. I followed him on Twitter and shit like that because it really is. It's like, it's so enlightening. It's going to teach you things about the banking system and like the Federal Reserve that we didn't realize, and why these laws was changed and where this money goes for taxes. That's why when somebody just tweeted that Trump said that he was willing to take income tax away, take tax away, and charge trade tariffs instead, I said, wow. You know, when you look back, that's really what it was. Like, people didn't have to do it. They came up with the whole idea of, yo, we're going to make people pay taxes. You know what I mean?
Hmm. And you got to
So,
be careful when you say Jews. I hate that. I hate the word, the anti-Semitic term, because you can't even say Jews. You got to really say some Jews in order to not hate all of them. And if you're not careful with your wording, they will slander you and violate you all through the media if you're not correct on that.
yeah, I
You
think that's correct though, because that's the same thing they should say when it come to black people. It should say some blacks. It shouldn't just be blacks, you know what I mean, or all whites, because all white people aren't racist. There was a lot of white people that helped, you know what I mean, abolish slavery, that helped us hide, you know what I mean, from
hmm
our captors and the people who was trying to kidnap us. So I respect that
So
wholeheartedly.
is that where the terminology Jew-ish comes from? Would that be enough? Uh, would that differentiate enough to say not Jews, but the Jew-ish, which means
people?
ish, kind of, sort of?
No, I don't think so. No,
No,
Yeah,
I think
no,
Ish is on Joe Budden
no.
podcast.
He said,
it's the
yeah.
truth. There's a Jews and there's a Jew-ish.
Yo, Tech,
Think
shout out
about
to
it.
you, homie. Kamala, she locked up a lot of niggas. You know, that's my main thing with her. She put a lot of niggas in jail.
But that was her job.
She
That's
was
a
a
fact.
job. That was her job,
You
gang.
know,
She was
when you
prosecuting.
work within the system, see, the system is racist. You understand the system. So it's like a lot of black correctional officers work here. I can't fully be mad at them for doing their job. Their job on paper is to lock us in the cell, lock us back out the cell, make sure we eat, make sure we don't fight. That's their job. So it's like when people say that, I understand what they're saying, but you got to understand that's a prosecutor. Like, I don't necessarily like my prosecutor, but I know that's my prosecutor's job to prosecute. So we can't sit here and say, yo, she put a lot of niggas in jail. Wait, the system was actually created to put niggas in jail. So having that job is wrong as a black person, if you ask me, because just like I said, it's harming us in the long run. So yeah, people could disagree with her. People can disagree with her. People can disagree with the whole ideology of who Kamala Harris is. She's married to a Jewish man. You know what I mean? I'm not, too Dr. Umarish, you know what I mean, on like interracial relationships. You know what I mean? I know some people that's in love in interracial relationships, but I do also understand his point when he says certain things about, at the end of the day, a person that's from another race does not understand the other race completely. So when you have mixed kids now, these kids have mixed thoughts. So now they start unblacking themselves, and it's like, yo, I'm not black or this, I'm mixed. And it's like, now y'all creating a new race. You know what I mean? Where people don't believe they black or white, but they mix, but the world is black and white. We got to get to the bottom of that. That's why when people say, yo, she's Indian or she's this, listen, anything darker than white is black.
It's black.
You need to
And
understand that.
that's the
And
other
that's
thing.
how they look at us.
I saw someone bring up, like, do you guys notice that even her Indian community is not supporting her? Here's my thing. In India, she's considered black. She will be outcasted in her own country because there's a colorist and a casting system in every country. Black is black is black is black.
Yeah, so I understand when
Right,
people say
that's a
that
fact.
Indian shit, but I would have never saw Kamala and thought that and said she was Indian, and the police won't either. So your race is whatever the police say you are. You understand? Because I am from Honduras, but I have never been called Hispanic, my nigga. They call me a black male. You understand what I'm saying? So even in prison, they don't say I'm Hispanic until they find out. These niggas, the Spanish dudes, is like, oh shit, Cacracho, yo, he's from Honduras, this, that, and the third. But I'm like, nah, I'm black. Because when I come in here, y'all not gonna salute me. The Muslim brothers is gonna salute me. The gangs is gonna salute me. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Even when a white man walks inside of a prison, they don't walk to the black table. They walk to the Spanish people if it's only Spanish people. You understand? So this
Mhm.
is another thing that we got to understand about Spaniards and Hispanics and whoever the fuck dudes is in South America, because a lot of the people in South and Central America despise black people so much, they tend to go with the white crowd. You understand? So
Mhm.
it's whatever your brain tells you are. It's not even necessarily what you are, because if they fully understood themselves, they would know that people in Spain don't give two shits about motherfuckers in Central and South America.
Mhm. Mhm.
All right, but being
Yeah,
black is
but
deeper than a skin color
anti-whiteness
thing,
is
though.
like brutal
Being
down in
black
South
is
America,
deep
and a
is
lot of that
deeper
has
than
to do
just
with the United
saying,
States.
Hold on,
um,
talk. Don't talk over each other.
you
Go
go,
ahead,
bro.
Jameson.
Nah, I'm saying being black is deeper than just a skin color, though, right? It's a culture. It's something you embrace.
Mhm.
But I don't know if Kamala does that. And now, it's not just because she was a prosecutor. It's in the manner, does she live her life as, I am a black woman, this is who I am?
She wake
I
up
mean, if you
every
go through her history, I would say so.
she
Yeah.
wake up every day as a black woman.
As,
Her experience might be different from yours and the black women that you in proximity to, but she a black woman every day. She don't wake up a different color. So I think maybe what you're saying is when you're talking about a cultural experience, maybe you're talking about African American. But I don't still see what that got to do with her being black. Like this the only time we try and take her black card away is when she running for the highest office in America.
Yeah, we shouldn't do
I
that.
Who's that? Coffee?